If you're an ambitious, busy millennial who wants to get fit, but the sheer thought of stepping into a crowded gym fills you with anxiety, or if you feel like you're just inherently lazy to stick to a routine, I need you to take a deep breath because you are in the exact right place. Let's first set the record straight. I am not a fitness coach or a personal trainer. For the longest time, I was the most inactive person you could ever meet. But earlier this year, I decided to change my life. I tried swimming, I tried running, I started tracking my calories, and using nothing but basic consistency, I lost 8 kgs in 2 months. But then a real life happened. I hit a weight loss plateau. I had a medical emergency in my family. My brother was injured and I had to stop everything until he was recovered. But honestly speaking, I was back in my cocoon and I was trying to find excuses. And you know what? That is completely okay. Just this morning, I woke up and I felt this beautiful spark of motivation. I decided today is going to be day one of getting back. Back to the ocean, back to the gym, back to the run. This video isn't a lecture from an unachievable expert. It is a real-time battle plan from a peer who is restarting right alongside you today. In her incredible book, The Mountain Is You, Brianna West wrote a line that perfectly explained this exact moment. She said, inflexibility is the enemy of growth. True consistency is not about never stopping. It is your willingness to start over again and again. If we want this time to be different, we will have to start treating fitness as a permanent lifestyle and not like a short-term punishment. And to do that, you will have to dig deep and find your true why. If your motivation is an aesthetic goal like fitting into a particular outfit, your consistency is going to die the moment life becomes stressful. Your why needs to be deeper. For me, it's about internal respect. Understanding that when my calories in versus calories out match my goal, when I eat enough protein to prevent my muscle, and when I move, I am protecting my heart health and keeping my biological engine running smoothly. Now let's talk about the exact habits to build this into your real life. Habit number 1, the off-peak hour for gym anxiety. Let's address the biggest hurdle first, gym anxiety or basic social anxiety. I can totally relate to this because all the while it was hard for me to explain to people that I like going to runs in the evening or when it's dark because no one can see me. And I used to only enter the gym at off-peak hours. But that is your only entry point. That is your only way to at least start. Walking into a room full of loud, heavy lifting people who look like they know exactly what they're doing can make you want to turn around and run home. If you want to make fitness a priority without your mental spiral, change your timing. Avoid the chaotic 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. rush. If your schedule allows, walk into a gym at 11 a.m. or 3 p.m. The room will be mostly quiet, the energy will be completely calm, and you can learn how to use the machine at your own comfortable pace without feeling like you have a single spotlight on you. Habit number 2, the comfort object wardrobe hack. Another major trigger for gym anxiety is feeling self-conscious in tight, matching athletic gear that we constantly see on our feeds. Throw that expectation away. When I first started running, I would literally put on the most oversized, comfortable t-shirt I ever owned. Just because I was super self-conscious. When you're starting or restarting, wear your biggest, most comfortable t-shirts and your favorite worn-in sweatpants. Put on a pair of noise-cancelling headphones, turn up a playlist that makes you feel safe, and lower your cap. Your clothes should act as a comfortable shield that lets you focus entirely on your alignment and not the people around. Habit number 3, build a multi-activity action palette. To make working out a truly fun routine, you have to stop locking yourself into rigid, boring training plans that you hate. Instead, create a palette of different movements that you genuinely look forward to. For me, that is running, swimming, and basic strength training. And if I have to speak about the prioritization order, it would start with run, then strength train, and then swim. Swims are for the days where an external force is motivating me. In my instance, it's my brother. When he wakes up early and he motivates me and drags me to the ocean, only then I go and swim. Runs are naturally my safe place, so I would get up sharp at 7 every evening and go for a run. By giving yourself a menu of options, fitness never feels like a prison sentence. It stays fresh, dynamic, and fun. Habit number 4, create a fixed pre-workout ritual. Consistency doesn't happen by accident. You have to design a realistic weekly schedule that protects your workout time. Treat your exercise slot like an irreplaceable meeting with yourself. To help your brain transition into work mode, build a simple, non-negotiable pre-workout routine. It could be changing into your workout clothes the exact moment you finish your work, drinking any specific hydrating drink that you like, or playing the same exact song while you lace up your shoes. For me, it is dot at 7, I shut my laptop, I put on my shoes, I put on my headphones, drink my electrolytes, and head out of my house. That is non-negotiable. This ritual acts as a psychological trigger that signals your mind that the lazy era is temporarily on a pause and it's time to move. Habit number 5, shift your mentality when you want to skip. There will be days when your bed feels too warm, your motivation feels zero, and you desperately want to skip your workout. When that happens, you need to actively shift your mental script. Stop telling yourself, I have to do this 1 hour brutal workout. Instead, negotiate with your brain and say, I'm just going to put on these shoes and walk on the treadmill for just 10 minutes. And if I still hate it after 10 minutes, I give myself full permission to walk out of the gym and go back to my home. 95% of the time, once you clear the friction of showing up, your momentum takes over and you finish the session. And there's actually one more thing I personally follow. It's called the 2-day rule. I picked it up from a Matt DeVille's video. It says that you cannot skip your workout 2 days in a row. If you want to take a break, you're not taking another break the very next day. You will have to work out the next day or at least get some moment, either steps for 10 minutes or whatever it is. And then you can again take a break the other day. I believe that was the only trick that let me be consistent for over 2 months. Habit number 6, protect your mind from toxic inspiration. Finally, if you want to stay consistent for life, you must audit who you're looking up to. Unfollow the fitness accounts that make you feel guilty, insecure, or tell you that you need to live on extreme restrictive diets. Follow genuine, realistic inspiration. People who show the messy side of fitness, the rest days, the plateaus, and the restarts. Your fitness journey is a deeply personal lifetime project. Surround yourself with media that reminds you that you are doing this to care for your body, protect your organs, and build mental clarity, but not to punish yourself. And to wrap it all up, if you had to take a major break recently because of work or family emergency or your own mental health, please stop beating yourself up. Life is not a perfectly curated social media feed. It is unpredictable, it is heavy, and sometimes your energy belongs somewhere else. But if you woke up today feeling even a tiny flicker of desire to take back control of your body and your health, let this video be your sign to start. We are not aiming for absolute perfection, we are aiming to just show up. I am restarting my journey today and I want you right there in the trenches with me. Take a deep breath. You are entirely capable of rebuilding your strength and consistency. Stay focused, stay disciplined, and let's execute this restart together. I will see you in my next video. Until then, bye-bye.